All right, folks, welcome back to Top Comics Pressing. We're going to have a send-off video here for a 25 comic modern 9.8 pre-screen. I like doing the pre-screens. I know some people object to them, but I would rather get the raw book back, learn something about why the CGC grader bumped it or declined it, and also have the opportunity to resubmit it. And at least based on my math, it's cheaper for me to send it twice and have it bounce twice than it is to have it come back, crack it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But nevertheless, this stack here is going to be full of a lot of moderns, and we'll just hope that we can hit a whole bunch of 9/8s on those. So this one is Superman 204. This is the Jim Lee cover there. If you zoom in, this kind of matches the Batman 608 second print cover, which is kind of the infamous Batman standing on Gargoyle, and this is the complimentary Superman cover. So really nice cover here by Jim Lee. The next one up is X-Men number 5. So this would be the second appearance of Omega Red. In X-Men 4, you kind of get his hand in the tendril on the cover. Here we see him battling Wolverine, and again with some epic Jim Lee art. Very nice cover there. Usagi Yojimbo number 20. This is the first appearance of Usagi's cousin shown here. And this is one that I've just kind of had kicking around the box and figured, what the heck, let's get it slabbed. Next on up is Detective Comics number 826. This is the sleigh ride story with the Joker, where he kidnaps Robin in the car and basically tortures him for the whole episode as they rampage through Gotham's snowy streets. And then I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to read that one and check it out. But it's a really good one-shot, kind of interrogating the torturous Joker with the Robin relationship, especially after the Joker killed the Robin in the death of the family. Next one up here is Starjammers number 1. This is a square-bound copy. It's not one I see too often, and this one looked pretty sharp, so I figured, what the heck, let's send it and see if we can hit a 9/8. Hopefully the Starjammers will make some appearance in X-Men 97, the second series, and we'll be able to use that one to upgrade some of the other stuff in the collection. Next one up here is Scooby-Doo Team Up number 21. This is the Harley Quinn story. There was another one in the same run with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. A little bit rarer appearances of those two characters to come up with. And for those of you from the Minnesota area watching the video, you'll notice that one's from Comic College. And if you're listening, say hi to Tim for me. Another Jim Lee cover here. This is when Batman and Catwoman were supposed to get married all the way back in Batman number 50, so another Jim Lee art there. This one I think is going to be one of the more classic covers of that run. It obviously does not have the big Batman across the top, so some people might consider it the Virgin cover or whatever. It just does have it down here a little bit, but just very epic kind of standard Jim Lee art. So we'll see if we can get that one up. Next on up here is going to be a string of Scotty Young covers for a lot of the kind of more modern ones. This one I love, where they go back and back debating them, and they just remind me of my brother and my banter as a kid. As you read those and they argue about some of the silly stuff. As a 90s kid with the X-Men trading cards too, this one always makes me giggle. Cyclops and Wolverine trading all of their Marvel cards, of course, in the early to mid 90s trading card explosion. This one's an homage to Fantastic Four number 1. The big monster popping out of the middle. Again, just a nice Scotty Young cover there with Captain America. Again, some more banter there with Patch and Wolverine. Second copy of this one, so you can see here we're definitely in the modern era compared to some of the other submissions on the channel. Next on up here is a series of Ninja Turtle. These are the retailer incentives, so things like Spider-Man or X-Men tend to have very large printing runs, and a lot of stores buy a lot of those. And so you have to go to very high ratio numbers to get those comics that end up being legitimately rare. It's a little bit different with TMNT or Usagi Yojimbo. A lot of stores don't over order those necessarily, and so even the 1 in 10 ratio variants might be akin to a limited 1 per store variant. And so these are all going to be 1 to 10 ratios of the ongoing Ninja Turtle run that ended here in 2024. So this one's issue 127. We got 123 here, 122. There's a couple more of these in another pile waiting for the press. Number 121. This one's actually an online exclusive that I got from somewhere. It was in pretty sharp condition, but all these kind of unusual Ninja Turtle issues. This one actually I really like the Leo and the coloring, so it's pretty good. number 114. So this one's also pretty good with all the Ninja Turtles kind of getting ready to attack and all swinging kind of leftward on there. And then number 91. So I had a whole bunch of these, and I figured what the heck, it's about time to get them all slabbed. Certainly if they're the limited 1 to 10 retailer incentive, you know, I might as well slab those over the other ones. This one is a Romita Jr. cover, I believe, and it is the final issue of the epic 1990s Age of Apocalypse, the original run where Magneto finally has his showdown with Apocalypse. And more important than that, as a 90s kid, this one's a chromium cover, which means it must be worth a lot because it's shiny, and so that's how I know it's time to send it. You know, I definitely love these chromium covers. There's just something epically nostalgic about them, and this one is top dog on my list for sure. All right, Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 22. This is the first appearance of Speedball. I've had a couple of those 98s come through my hands, but I'm currently without one, and so we'll see if we can send that one. This one is just a Secret Wars homage to the original Secret Wars number 1 with some of the newer characters to it. Spider-Gwen number 1, and then a variant edition of the Amazing Spider-Man 600. This one is a wraparound cover. This one they're probably going to bounce because you can see that it's got a little bit of a mark there on the spine. We'll see what they do with that though. Sometimes they're more forgiving on them. You can see that this one is epically fat, and so it's a really hard to press these without sinking the staples, and this one just came out of the press a little while ago, and you can see the staples are just fine. Critical to doing that is making sure you adjust the pressure and the stacking layer not to overdo it. All right, so this one's going to get sent off to CGC. Hopefully this will appear to you as a mere few seconds, but to me, of course, it'll be weeks if not months, and in the meantime I will keep my fingers crossed and we'll see how many we can hit out of here. You know, this stack, I know that there's some dud muffins in there, but hopefully we can hit at least 20-ish out of the 25, and we'll see what CGC thinks. All right, folks, this box is fresh back from CGC, and that means we are going to do some unboxing, and hopefully I've dressed appropriately with the totally tubular Fantastic Turtles t-shirt, because this box, unlike some of the other modern screens I've done, this modern 98 Prescreen is a heavy box, and so that is good news, because raw books don't weigh anywhere near as much as a slab box, and this one feels like it is gonna be full. Now I will show off a little bit of damage. I'm hoping that this does not punch all the way through, but there is a pretty big smash over there. So we'll have to check these books out pretty carefully and see if any of them are crunched on the sides, which of course means we get to have a mechanical error if they are, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that the honeycomb double cardboard inside took the blunt of that one. All right. Oof, the inside box looks way more smashed. You can see it right there. So definitely this thing either took a hit or got cracked pretty solid. There's our invoice. We'll throw that on down. Yeah, there are a lot of slabs in here, so this is a good news. First one up here is the Amazing Spider-Man 600. This one I didn't think was going to make it because it does actually have one spine kind of smusherino, but the double thick issues are almost always produced with more damage on them, just because they're so fat with the little staples, and so a little bit of spine wear I think is forgiven on those more than normal. At least that's always been kind of my impression. So a pretty sweet wraparound cover there from the ASM 600 anniversary issue, and this is the retailer incentive whatever ratio cover, so it's pretty nice. Spider-Gwen number 1, 9.8 right there, so that is good news. Not as big of a deal as it was before the last movie, but still a pretty good modern key, and I really kind of like the random color spattering on this one. You know, it's definitely a unique color palette, and I think it actually looks really nice, particularly with the purple and teal under the Spider-Gwen. I like it. All right, Secret Wars. This is an homage to the original Secret Wars number 1. Not one of the most popular variants in that run, but you know, variant cover for that nonetheless. This one's cool. I picked this one up. I think this one was a former 9.8 reject, and I didn't know why or didn't appreciate it, so happy this one got it on the second time. We have our Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 22, first appearance of the Speedball, who I believe becomes part of the New Warriors and pops up in the Scarlet Spider saga. So it's a character we haven't seen yet in the MCU, but was ever present for the 90s Marvel fan. Next one up here is going to be X-Men number 5. So this is not the first appearance of Omega Red, but it is the kind of tag in to the first appearance, which was X-Men number 4, the preceding issue, Jim Lee cover, which is totally awesome. So we got some Jim Lee autograph and scribbles on my Batman back there, as well as up here on the X-Men. So that would have been only a few issues after this one. And yeah, don't correct me. I noticed that those were backwards earlier when I put them all up, so I'll fix that. Yeah, anyway, so this one came out of a $1 box, so that's not bad for that. Detectives 826. This is the Joker sleigh ride. Pretty cool one. Gotta love the Paul Dini story on these. This one is a great one-shot, so feel free to pick that one on up. Dig it. This one I did not think was going to be a 9.8, but this is another $1 box. Hopefully the Starjammers will make an appearance in either the MCU or in the upcoming X-Men cartoon. And yeah, Starjammers number 1, kind of an unusual 1990s one. You don't see a whole lot of that one pop up, so that's cool. This one, if there ever was going to be a fairly given 9.9, it should have been this issue. This thing was the mintiest mint I've ever seen. And I really don't think CGC is screening for 9.9s like they should be. I think they're just giving them out kind of at random in orders. But this thing should really be a 9.9. This thing was like the most perfect comic book ever. But anyway, Harley Quinn teaming up with Scooby-Doo. Who doesn't love that? Very hard to find these in super high grade. So cool on that one. This one is going to be, you know, I think this is a contender for one of these pop-off modern covers that just kind of screams out at you. Yeah, I don't know. It's got the really nice hint of all kind of the classic Jim Lee Batman. It's got Catwoman. It's got the rain that you kind of come to appreciate with Gotham. Maybe I'm just a rainy day kind of guy, but you know, it has this is one of my favorite Usagi Yojimbo covers, and so I must just be a rainy day kind of guy. But I think that one's a cool one to have. Yeah, and it's one of the variants of when Bruce and Selina were supposed to get married. Spoiler alert, supposed to being the optimum term. Let's see here. We have Extreme Carnage, Phage number 1. The Scotty Young stuff doesn't do it for everybody, but every now and again, if I can like hear the voices in my head channeling and arguing back and forth like two kids, I might appreciate it. So this one, at least to me, sounds like actual kids bickering back and forth, and so you get a whole comic book basically on the cover, so I dig that. All right, seems kind of here with the Wolverine patch number 1 from the Scotty Young. So that's another one to kind of creep up there. And same one with this one. And is this the same one? Yeah, I think we got 2 of those, so that's great. Pretty nice there. This is kind of some of our Scotty Young covers here. Another Scotty Young cover. And Omega Red! Or sorry, X-Men Omega. This has got to be one of the all-time best from the 90s Chromium series. Is X-Men Omega, X-Men Alpha, and then I think X-Men Prime were some of them. But the showdown between Magneto and Apocalypse is epic. So I gotta love that. This one's great too. You know, homage to Fantastic Four number 1, so definitely dig that. All right, now we're looking at some Ninja Turtles. Let's check them all out here. This is our Cowabunga dude. Number 127 retailer incentive variant 9.8. The only thing lame about doing a pre-screen video is, you know, all of them are going to be 9.8s. So this is our RI 123. Uh-oh, had a Captain America in there. This one I was curious because you can see a little bit of streaking in the ink there, and they must have deemed that a printing defect or a toner issue. But yeah, it's still 9.8, which is nice. Then we got Ninja Turtles RI number 91. Ninja Turtles RI number 114. This one actually, I really kind of like this one here. We got Leo, a little bit more of a sewer kind of dynamic with Donnie doing a backflip, and Mikey and Raph are in there too, ready to get going. So that one I think is a little bit cooler one. All right, Leo here on number 118. And again, these are all the RI covers that I've been picking up. And then 122. So I don't know how many total we've got in here from that, but we can count them back on the way in. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a good start. These are out of 25. 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. So of the 25 of these, we only missed 3, which is a pretty nice percentage. Let me see here, I have 4% apiece. That's still only, oof, that's a B technically, but we'll go with it. All right, so let's rip open these raw books here that come in the nice CGC mailer on the inside. We'll take a peek at these under the bright light here in a minute and see if we can identify why they might have been declined. And I do not recall what the rejects are going to be, so we'll have to rip it on open and find out. These always come nice in their little bubble mailer here. Open those on up. Slide them on out. What do we have here? We have Usagi Yojimbo number 20. We'll have to take a peek at that one and see what's up with that. That one should have been nice and minty crispy. Might just need a press. Maybe I skipped pressing it and needed to press it. The Jim Lee Superman number 204. So that's the opposite there of the Batman. And then this one is the Ninja Turtles online exclusive. So I'll take a peek at these 3 under the light. 22 out of 25 though is pretty good for a 98 pre-screen, so I'll take that all day long. Yeah, let's take a peek at these. All right, here we are with a look at these books. I don't have my gloves on, but I won't get sweaty because we're not going to be doing any dry cleaning. This book looks really sharp on the front. There's one thing it could be is this finger bend on the back. I'm surprised that that made it on out. I did not press all of these before I sent them, but that looks like it would be pressable. There's also a surface scratch right here, if you can look for it. So right there, there's a pretty clear surface scratch. So other than that, there is a faint spine tick. So the easiest way to find really light spine ticks is just to take your fingers and run it down there, and you'll be able to feel the damage in the paper. So right there, there's one. And those don't press out. I know people make a huge deal on different YouTube channels about really pressing them out and having all these fine tricks. That paper is damaged, and it doesn't matter how many times you press it, you're always going to be able to see it in the glare right there, and you're always going to be able to feel it just if you gently stroke it with your thumbnail like that. And so there's not really a fix for that. I might still press this one and resend it. I think the most glaring defect is that thumb bend right on the top where somebody either reached into a bag to pull this out and jammed it, or yeah. Same thing here with this Superman. So again, it's pretty sharp all the way around. There's some really, really light spine ticks, but if you look, there's the faintest little itty bitty break in gloss right there, you can kind of see. And then right on the back there, there's a super light stacking bend. There is one true tick right here, but that shouldn't prevent a 9/8. And there's some very, very light corner wear, but I would call that a binary tear on the corner, which again is quite normal. You're allowed a little bit of white from where they cut it. So that one could be a press and resend. And then this one, you know, it looks pretty sharp up there. It looks super sharp up there. This one, I don't know if this happened in shipping or what, but if you look, the bottom corner has a little bit of a crunch. It doesn't break color and it's super fine, but if you flip it on over, you can see it all the way through the book. So that would rightfully prevent a 9/8, although I'm surprised that that left my possession that way, but who knows, maybe it got dinged in shipping or dinged at CGC unknowingly. Super minor little defects. So I think all 3 of these are in the realm of probably being pressed and resubmit, and we'll just have to hold on to them until I have another 9/8 pre-screen, because it's easier to send them in that than it is to crack the 9/6s or the 9/4s and then resend. So I prefer the pre-screen. All right, that's it for this one. I'll still take the results. Give me some thumbs up on the video. Drop some comments down below. Smash the subscribe button. Reach out on Facebook or Instagram, and of course, keep on collecting what you enjoy, which in this case is a whole lot of these shell-shocked heroes.